coming to you guys with a brand new magDK build. Man, do I have a really nice build for you guys. This thing is literally meta. So let's get right into it here. I'm going to show you the gear first. So we're using Hrothgar lightning staff with poison, charged, double poisons, sword of desert rose, powered, reinforced shield of desert road. Ideally you want this to be sturdy, and you might want to change the glyph. And then I like to use escapist poisons. And then I'm using magma incarnate as the monster set. This is the one that I got light, and I don't want to run the dungeon again. And then we're using Hrothgar heavy, sturdy with tri-stat, medium magma incarnate, impenetrable with tri-stat, sash of desert road, impenetrable with tri-stat, one piece of trainee, impenetrable with tri-stat, Hrothgar greaves, tri-stat with sturdy, Hrothgar boots, impenetrable with sturdy. I think we're using 1, 2, 3, 4. We're using 4 heavy, 1 light, 1 medium. I wanted to try it out the other way around with Hrothgar on the jewelry and then 2 heavy on the bodies. But I ended up doing it this way, and I think I really like it. Heavy armor has some really good passives that just synergize very well with the magDK, so I think I'm going to leave it like this. And then for jewelry, doing necklace of desert rose, spell damage with bloodthirsty, ring, spell damage with bloodthirsty, and then 1 piece Malakath, spell damage with bloodthirsty. So really quickly, let me explain this to you guys. So this build has some insane sustain, like really good. I had reduced cost of Magicka abilities on all 3, and then little by little I was just removing one and putting a spell damage to see if I could still sustain. And then I ended up with just 3 spell damage on all 3, and I feel like I could still sustain very well. And then there's going to be a new patch, so I think tomorrow, where they're going to change the passes of the magDK, so sustain should not be an issue at all. And when that happens, I might change the build around a little bit, and I'll show you guys a little later what I'm talking about. Alright, so let me just buff up real quick. So the way Magma Incarnate works is when you heal yourself, first of all, it gives you 1 line of mag recovery, 1 line of stam recovery, so it's already better than blood spawn. And then every 10 seconds, every 15 seconds, you could buff yourself. When you heal yourself, you give yourself minor courage, so you give yourself a decent amount of spell damage and 3,000 resistances. So I think this is just like best in slot now for DKs, better than blood spawn. Blood spawn will give you a little more sustain, I guess, because it gives you some ultimate sustain, but this thing feels really nice. So try to get your hands on it. We're front-barring Hrothgar, back-barring Desert Rose. So in case you don't know what Desert Rose does, is it gives you a line of armor, health, and Magicka. And then when you're on the back bar, pretty much, you're going to be getting this guaranteed 25% chance to restore 2k Magicka every 4 seconds. So it procs all the time. 25% is really high. And then if you're getting outnumbered, it procs all the time. So let me just buff up. So first I got to kind of get my HP low here, so you can see the Magma Incarnate proc. So let me just show you the stats back bar. You could pause if you need to there. And then front bar. Shit, let me do that again because I didn't drink the potion, so I'm going to do it again here. Give me a second. So you can see with the potion. Alright, here it goes. Oh, didn't proc. Alright, there we go. So let me drink a potion, front bar. And then back bar. You could pause if you want to. Alright, let me just kill this real quick. I'm trying to make this as fast as possible because this video is going to be long. Got a lot of things to explain here. Alright, so you saw the stats. So ideally, the best in slot race you want to use for this build is a Breton. Breton just gives you a lot of sustain, a lot of tankiness, and it just fits perfectly with the magDK. It gives you max Magicka, a lot of resistances, a little recovery, and then this resistance doubles when you have a status effect, which is all time zero. And then this one right here, reduce the magic cost of your abilities by 7%. So as you guys know, magDK abilities cost a shit ton. Another thing about this build is that I'm a stationary vampire. So stationary vampire also increases the cost of your abilities, so it just fits perfectly well. For the Mondays, you're using the Atro. So with upcoming changes, this is what I'm gonna do because I'm able to sustain very well. The sustain's gonna get even better now with the magDK. I'm gonna switch out the Atro for most likely the Lover or the Apprentice by tomorrow, just to get even more damage because sustain's gonna be much easier. So what I mean by that, if you haven't seen the PTS notes, is number one, they're gonna change charged. So as you can see, increased chance to apply status effect by 220%. This is gonna go up to like 420%. So you're gonna be applying burning status effect at all times, literally. And then the way you honestly truly sustain with a magDK is through this one passive. Where is it? Through combustion. So every time that you apply a burning status effect, you restore 500 Magicka. So they're buffing this to 1,000 Magicka. So with the changes to combustion and charged, I really don't see a reason why I need to be using the Atro. I feel like I would just be over sustaining, so I'm probably gonna change that to the Lover by tomorrow or the Apprentice, just to get more damage. Okay, let's go into the skills. So front bar, this is my DPS bar. There's a lot of flex spots here, but this is the way I like to run it. So I'm running Ferocious Leap as the ultimate, Flame Lash. So I like using this because it gives you a nice little heal. They're buffing this too, where it just heals you instantly, not over time. Your main CC right here, Engulfing Flames, an AoE dot. They take 10% more damage to your flame abilities. Talons, this is your bread and butter right here. This procs your Hrothgar, or Leap does as well, but he puts a nice dot on them. And then I like using Deep Breath to kind of heal myself when I'm outnumbered, and to set up my burst combo. So I usually hit Deep Breath into a Leap and Talons, or I'll do Deep Breath, Talons, Leap. That's usually the combo that I like to do. And then back bar, here's just a little interesting. We're using Temporal Guard just for that reduced damage by 5%. Degen for Major Sorcery. Race Against Time for mobility. Your only here is Coagulating Blood. This thing sucks. The magDK healing is just hot doo-doo water. Volatile Armor, and then we're using Revealing Flare. So Revealing Flare got a buff, so you get major protection just for having it on. And then it's a support skill, so what's really nice about it being a support skill is, if you go to the passives here, support skills give you 10% more Magicka recovery, so you have more tankiness and more sustain on your back bar, and that's not even thinking about Desert Rose giving you 2,000 Magicka every 4 seconds. Okay, let me go into the CP here. So I've been playing around with this a little bit, but this is what I think I'm gonna keep running. I might change one of them here. So I'm doing Master of Arms, just increase your direct damage by 10%. Biting Aura, increase your AoEs by 10%. That's pretty much on everything on the DK except maybe your whip. Ironclad, reduce damage taken by direct attacks by 10%. Untamed Aggression, this is the one that I'm playing around with. Gives you 115 weapon and spell damage. So I was thinking of maybe trying Focus Mending. It'll give you, I think, 10% healing done to just kind of buff your quag a little bit. But I ended up just doing this because it does buff your healing just a little bit, but it also gives you some damage. For the red tree, we're doing Survival Instincts. Very good. Pain's Refuge. So they're changing this tomorrow. Basically, it's going to give you 2% damage mitigation per 2 effects, but it's still going to give you a total of 20% damage mitigation. Sustained by Suffering, when this is procced, this is pretty much procced all the time in Cyrodiil. So a little bit more sustain, and then Slippery just to kind of get away. This thing has saved me a whole bunch of times. Alright, so I think that's pretty much it. Oh shit. So I'm going to show you guys a clip here, a couple clips, kind of just really showcasing. Let me just kill these things here. Alright, so the upcoming clips here, it's going to just really showcase the survivability the DK has, this build. You're going to see the sustaining action, the mobility in action, you're going to see the damage in action. And then the first clip, you're going to see one of these yellows, this yellow fellow, he got he got pretty excited and he was teabagging me. What he didn't know is that 2 other Nightblades just ganked me. He didn't see that, but I'll show you in the recap. And then the rest of the clips there you're gonna see is just the end of a couple 1vx's or 2vx's, just for the sake of time. Well, that's pretty much it, guys. Hope you guys enjoy. I'm telling you guys, the magDK has never felt better. This thing right here is literally metal right here. So give it a shot and then let me know how it goes. Okay?
stuff though.